welcome to the first episode of the Black Screen Podcast. I have here with me Stephen Conquest Jr. and Steel Breeze.
Hey.
So this is our first time at a podcast. If we mess anything up, please you can bring your pitchforks down to the comments below and tell us how you'll slaughter us for not being able to do the basic things that a human is able to do, and that is talking. So
yeah.
It's very troublesome sometimes.
it is, man. Speech.
I live on like 111 Fake Street, so you guys come at me, bro. Come at me, internet.
Okay, so let's talk about Dragon Ball. Now, the first thing I wanted to talk about is your favorite scenes, a favorite moment, whatever it be, and I just want to hear, describe it in best detail. I'll go first. So,
But I want to go first.
okay, Atlas, you can go first. By the way, if you hear me call him Atlas, that's Steel.
That's my other moniker.
Exactly.
I have many names.
That's what I
Mostly
call him.
two.
You can't call him that. Only I can.
What?
And Steven.
But
It doesn't matter. So, Dragon Ball.
Yep, my favorite moments. I have to say I love the Android Saga, but if you're talking about moments, oh my gosh, it would have to be all the lovely moments of spoilers, self-sacrifice.
Self-sacrifice.
Like Piccolo when he throws the little child away, like Gohan. That's his name. He throws Gohan away and tries to save him. Or man, when Vegeta blows himself up for Majin Buu. I'm really sorry if you guys haven't watched.
Final Atonement. If you haven't watched
You don't
Dragon
worry
Ball
about
Z, at this
Why are
point,
you even-
you really don't
what's
want
happening?
to. Yeah, how did you
Either
get
way,
here?
yeah, like any huge scene of like someone
All I
sacrificing
can
themselves,
think about
I'd
right
love
now,
it.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Atlas, but all I can think
Yeah.
about right now is a bridge.
Yeah.
And Piccolo is like, dodge! Dodge!
Yep.
Just
Yes.
beat the shit out of Gohan.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So,
See, that's a carry figure. But that basically scenes like that. People where they sacrifice themselves. Scenes like that,
I mean, they're
that's my
very
favorites.
powerful moments. I agree. They're very powerful moments. I mean, Piccolo being able to have a change of heart, turning from a villain to a hero, right? That moment.
And Goku sacrificing to kill Raditz.
Yeah.
But
Vegeta. Throwing at Majin Buu, man. All that
Oh,
stuff.
yeah,
like,
that
basically
one.
That,
just cementing Vegeta as a hero, then.
yeah. Basically
That's-
self-sacrifice. That's what I
that's
love
probably-
from Dragon Ball.
That's probably like world renowned as the biggest feels moment.
Oh yeah. For me, my favorite moment, I don't even think I really need to say it, at least for you two.
Yeah, I got a good guess.
Yeah, you did. So Mr. Popa, no. So, Gohan going Super Saiyan 2, his fight with Cell. Yeah, that'll pretty much do it.
Yeah, I understand.
Um,
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I mean, just watching Gohan, especially now, it really works because you watch Gohan grow from this kid who really can't take a punch and is scared of everything and befriends every animal and lizard and then he realizes that the world doesn't give a fuck about you. And then he finally gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And he's always at the cusp of a point where he could really help, like on Namek, or even in the Saiyan Saga where he threw that Masenko, right? But Nappa just said, "Ah, bitch, please."
Yeah.
But then finally his culmination of everything that we've been working towards with his character and everything. Because a lot of people say, "Oh, Dragon Ball Z is about Goku." Wrong. Dragon Ball Z is about
that is
Gohan
he's
and
the face
Vegeta.
of everything.
Right, exactly. He's the face
So the
of the
general
thing.
public would definitely.
But Gohan and Vegeta are what Dragon Ball Z is about. That is that their story is being told here, not Goku's. But just Gohan just releasing all his anger at that one time. I mean, and just the stone cold face that he had where he just murdered every one of the Cell Juniors, just jobbed them out. And they were destroying the rest of the Z Warriors. I mean, completely. Of course, you know.
I remember, but honestly, I'm having a hard time remembering a lot of this stuff.
Some of the fucking people, of course, were already, worn out. Like Goku was worn out from his fight, but I mean, some of them were just getting their ass kicked, and Gohan takes him out in a second, and he's just as serious as can be. And he's like, my dad, told me what would happen. He's like, if you push me, he's like, what, you gonna kill me? And yeah, he's like, he's like, he knew what would happen if you push me too far. So, and there's a thing, a lot of people are like, was that good parenting from Goku or bad parenting? He doesn't really know how to parent, really. Let's just chalk it up to that. But,
yeah.
Father-son...
Piccolo was dad.
Yeah. The father-son Kamehameha was incredible. And just like the beam struggle, the first time we've seen these beam struggles get massive. I mean, huge. Yeah. I mean, and another moment for me, close second, would be the first time I saw Vegeta do the Final Flash. That was crazy. Just the electricity going around the ground. He's charging up. One thing Dragon Ball Z does is they know how to put a spotlight on their big moves. I mean, they really do. The Final Flash, I mean, it made it this big epic thing. I mean, he's just like shaking with energy. And then just, he lets it all loose, and it does do the most damage to Cell at the time. But of course, that doesn't mean shit because it just regenerates. But, yeah, so, Steven, why don't we kick it over to you?
Well, I'm surprised, as big as a fanboy as you are, Ultra Instinct. I'm surprised you honestly didn't mention that.
Ultra Instinct is, I love the form. The moment was okay, but honestly, Super is a little lukewarm for me. I really enjoyed Super, but...
Yeah, that's why
for what it was.
Say a little bit. Yeah, can I say a little bit? Makes a little sense.
It doesn't.
Team Gohan, like, I resonated with him a lot when I was way younger. As I grew older, it became less and less prevalent, but I think we can all associate with someone being forced into something they think they are. They don't know whether they want to be something. Everyone always assumes something of them. In one way or not, they try to be who they want to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think that can resonate with a lot of kids.
Definitely.
And the main thing is, it's just Goku. While he is like the face of it, he doesn't have as much character growth as characters like Gohan, and Piccolo and Vegeta. But
no, but he has.
He's the catalyst. He's the catalyst. Like, he grows as a character through his actual power and through starting events. Like in Super, he fucking starts almost all the events in Super. Like, kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like the term catalyst, I think, applies to him more than protagonist. He's a person that helps other elements and events conspire and grow just by being there.
No, yeah, I agree.
I agree with that as well. Like, the show is centered around him, but
it's not about him.
Yes, and that can be hard to understand
or differentiate. I can't fucking speak.
Yeah, because almost all forms of media almost always take place in the perspective of this guy is the hero. We're going to see through his eyes.
Right.
He is good, and of course.
And for, I'd say at the beginning of Z, right at the beginning, I'd say maybe the Saiyan saga, right at the end, right after he beats Vegeta, quotations. That's where it was like, okay, wow, this is about him, and then immediately it's not. Immediately it's about Gohan, because he's out of commission. So because when we did get to see him when he was in King Kai's, and it still felt like it was still about him, and then it wasn't, and then you could tell from where they were going after that Gohan and Vegeta was where the growing, the character was building. But to answer your question though, Steven, about Ultra Instinct, it's a great form. I really do think that is true. But and I love it. But the moment it doesn't, Dragon Ball Z hits me in the gut, right? And nostalgia obviously is a very powerful thing, but even now, right? If I didn't have nostalgic like glasses, right? Like even now, shit hits me in the gut. Super doesn't hit me in the gut.
Yeah, I get that.
The only time Super hit me in the gut was when Trunks met back up with Gohan. And then, like, yeah, that kind of got me teary-eyed. But, yeah, no, it's not. And, damn, honestly, a part of me thinks that Dragon Ball should have ended after Z, honestly.
Yeah, that's the thought I had, after Super came out.
And that might be a hot take, because I guarantee there's gonna be some fans from Super, you know, fucking trying to kick down my door and upset about it. Well, the fact of the matter is, Z had heart, real heart, like, and you could see, and there were so many amazing villains and stuff. In Super, name a villain. Goku Black, an arc that went on way too long, and they tried to give Trunks the win, and then they ended up taking it back from him, basically.
Who was that guy who tried to hit on Videl and turned into a sludge monster?
I think we've rest our case right then and there. Super, when I think of Super, instantly when it goes to my head, I think Super Saiyan Blue. It's an okay form, but it basically is just a color swap of Super Saiyan. I think, you know, Ultra Instinct. I think how Jiren has no personality whatsoever. And I also think about how they kind of made Beerus, who was one of the coolest villains in his own movie, Battle of Gods, and they kind of made him a joke.
Yeah.
Which, I don't think that was cool. I mean, he was intimidating. Like, he said something in a joking way, but he said it in such conviction that you're like, oh my god, I'm terrified of this guy. I know what he can do. We've seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, on to you, Steven. Your favorite moment of Dragon Ball.
Well, I'm not gonna really do that because right now I just can't really pinpoint a specific moment, but I'm gonna go out in left field. I've always been a fan of GT. I know.
Oh, here we go. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But I still love the Super Saiyan 4 transformation. But my all-time favorite character was Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Right.
Yes. Yes. Of course. Ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't know, Steven's favorite character in Dragon Ball history is Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Now, the benefit, though, of that, now obviously we know that GT isn't canon, but we do know that the only canon thing about GT is Super Saiyan 4, because Super Saiyan 4 was created by Akira Toriyama. It was drawn up by him. His idea was to put Dragon Ball into that direction. He was going to work on GT, I believe, and then one of his editors decided to team up with Funimation and do it. But yeah,
going back to what you were saying about how Super it doesn't seem like it has heart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that when Akira Toriyama originally did Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, he did it because he loved it.
Right.
He didn't do it just to make a profit. And you get the feeling that after Z was all said and done, that honestly he just wanted to make more money? Or do you think he wanted to cater more to the fans?
Well, I'll tell you this. One, we do know that Toriyama wanted to end everything after Gohan beat Cell. He didn't want the Buu arc. He did not want Dragon Ball Z to continue.
I remember you saying that.
The Buu, and I think the Buu arc kind of shows that. There are some, 2-3 moments in the Buu arc, but the Buu arc is, as an adult, looking back at it, it's not the greatest. Probably the best relationship built is Gohan and Videl in this whole fucking series. But I mean, Vegeta's sacrifice, I guess Super Saiyan 3, but honestly, you guys know how I feel about Super Saiyan 3. I think it's a dumb form that's pointless. It's pointless.
It's an all-time loser.
Yes, it is. And then you immediately give it to children. And then you got Vegito. He was, he was
Another
definitely
loser.
Another moment. Oh well, yes, definitely he lost as well. But yeah, he was another moment. But and maybe the end Spirit Bomb. But Boo kind of sucked. I mean, really, and Hercule got a little bit more time, which Hercule, best character, not really though, but he's good. Yeah, the Boo saga kind of sucked, and I don't know if you guys feel the same or not.
Well,
and I was like,
I have a soft spot for the Boo. Yeah, I have a soft spot for the Boo saga personally. Like, I think it's in my top 3, to be honest. But
well,
yeah, it's nostalgia though. I watched it with my father and stuff.
Well,
so.
And I definitely understand that, but I do really see where Toriyama really kind of maybe tried to kill this whole thing. You gotta think, nothing happens in the Boo saga.
Well, you know, right? Like, editor was let go during the Boo saga. Because he had an editor for most of Dragon Ball Z, but during the Boo saga, he was allowed his own type, his own pacing and styling. Yeah. So that's why the Boo saga at times can seem like such a lengthy thing. I remember, my friend, she was watching it for the first time in a long time, and she was almost mad at the show for taking its time so much. There was so much posturing.
Yeah.
And what he's doing, what's he doing? He's doing that. Why is he doing that? Because of this.
I mean, hell, you could say one of my favorite things of the Boo saga isn't even about Boo or anything fucking relating. My favorite was filler, the Otherworld tournament.
I loved all the characters in it. That's what they loved about the Boo saga. And Boo in general, I loved how he was so simple. But then over time he got turned into basically Perfect Cell.
Yes, Super Boo is Perfect Cell, let's be real.
And then some fucking... He's more of a thug though. Perfect Cell was a bit... Perfect Cell I think had more his shit together more than that guy.
Yeah, he was more distinguished.
But then Kid Boo...
Super Boo was... Evil Boo, oh my god, that was...
And then Kid Boo is just a
hideous.
fucking monkey child.
Right. Honestly, Boo didn't feel like a villain to me that was worth...
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a force. He was supposed to be the force of nature, destruction.
There was no destination, no goal in mind.
Right, I understand what you're saying, because with Frieza, it was the Dragon Balls. He wanted the Dragon Balls, he wanted immortality, he wanted... he's been a tyrant for so long, we know this. And, Goku stops him, and it feels like, honestly, at the moment, it's like, damn, this might be the reason why Goku even existed in the first place. And then you go to Cell, and he has a goal as well. Like Steven brought up, Cell wants to be perfect. That's his goal. He becomes perfect, and he actually starts to kind of maybe take on the more characteristics of the people that he was made out of.
And in a way, he's like a culmination of everything Dragon Ball was at that point, because he was all the abilities and powers of those people into one being. And then he's like, "Come at me, I'm everything. I got all your powers."
He even says he can do the Spirit Bomb, though we've never seen him do it. He says he can do it. So
that's funny.
Yeah, I think it's hilarious.
I could bench press this truck. I mean, I'm not gonna do it, but I could. Wait, just you watch.
So going back to your question, Steven, about what Super was. So when we released the terrible, terrible movie that was Dragon Ball Evolution, it completely misunderstanding of anything relating to canon or source material or anything. Toriyama saw that, completely disgusted. Immediately.
With good reason.
Yes, and he immediately took action into making Super. He immediately started production in Super because he said that obviously he can't trust his creation with anyone else. And yeah, Super didn't hit, man. Like Super didn't hit well. It felt like a fun adventure, but I don't know. Like we were just like it's summer break, and then the Tournament of Power ends, and you're like, the summer's over.
Yeah.
Like
you see, it's just it's fucked, but it's really to show it's a thinly veiled attempt, you know what I mean? It's a thinly veiled attempt to try to generate a bit more money and stuff like that, and it's still fun. You get to see the characters do stuff. I love seeing Dragon Ball characters do stuff, because I'm a fan of the show. Who wouldn't want to see more of the characters we like? But the thing is, we deserve, more based on these interactions. But it goes to show, Toriyama, I believe himself, said that he wrote Dragon Ball's story basically from the get-go on the seat of his pants. Like, he didn't have no long arc storyline in mind. He was like, okay, this happened. Because, listen, the life of someone doing those manga things is fucking tough, because you got to do that shit every week, almost no matter what, even if you get sick and whatnot.
Yeah.
Years on end. No matter how much you like your job, drawing Goku's face 1 billion times, you probably want to draw something else, man.
Well, hell, I mean, why did they invent the Super Saiyan? Because they were tired of coloring Goku's hair in black.
But due to the success of Super Saiyan, they were able to find a whole other way of marketing the same character.
Right.
So of course,
definitely.
So of course, that's why they wanted the fucking other forms too.
Yeah.
Like,
so, bringing this a little full circle. So I think what's really funny is I think the movies for Z don't hit as hard as the movies for Super. Now there might only be 3, and technically Battle of Gods is a Dragon Ball Z movie because Super wasn't there yet. But the Broly movie, incredible, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Production value was amazing, yeah.
Resurrection OF, the worst of them. But nothing really happened in it. There's no stakes because Beerus and Whis are there. They're like, yeah, if you blew up the planet, we could just, oh look, here it is, Mulligan, reverse the time.
It was just to be for the people. Because think about it, as much as you love Dragon Ball Z, you only get to see Frieza like twice, really, when you think about it. In the grand scheme of things, if you like Dragon Ball, you see him once in Frieza Saga, and then you see him again when he gets chopped the hell up by Trunks to show how cool Trunks is.
Yes.
I think that was just them. That was just them giving like, hey guys, like Frieza, here's more Frieza.
Well, and and I thought it was very interesting the fact that they're bringing Frieza back. I thought that was pretty interesting, and I was like, well, they're gonna have to do something. I thought the idea was really interesting in the show. Here's a moment that really kind of hit hard. I'll say this, and it really went into Gohan becoming what he is now. When he fights Frieza, he gets decimated. I mean, he just like Frieza has no mercy. He's hitting it. He is destroying Gohan before Goku and Vegeta show up
with that tail.
And then he can't mount a comeback or anything, and it sucks. But it's what causes Gohan to realize that he needs to get back into fighting shape and everything like that. He needs to, because he wants to be able to protect his family and everything like that. But yeah, I don't see any reason why Super exists, to be honest.
Other than to make money.
Right, and I'm not sure if Toriyama that's his mindset right now. I'm not sure. But yeah. But I think that wrapped up pretty nicely. Let's move on to something else. So let's talk about fighting game mechanics being changed over the last 10 decade. Nope. Last
10
decade.
decades. Oh man.
10
I don't know
decades,
if,
100 years of fighting
I don't know
games.
if I can
Yeah.
comment on that.
I mean,
My
what do you
bad.
think about it?
Well, back in my
Like,
day.
there's been
We're professionals. Just so you know.
yeah,
Out there, we're professionals, okay? We don't make mistakes like that. That was an example of one mistake you could make. I don't make
first
mistakes
off,
like
yeah,
that. I'm
yeah. First
perfect.
off, it's okay. Moving on. Like, let's talk about the fighting games that we like to start us into
Okay,
this
yeah.
series. Like, for
What?
me first,
Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
was gonna say, what's everyone's favorite fighting game?
yeah, for me first, I would have to say it's the Blaze Blue series, but that's a long and winding road. Like, if I'm talking pick up and play, I'd have to say Street Fighter. But yeah, Street Fighter. That's the one that got me into fighting games in the first place.
It's hard.
And then
Okay, it's not to interrupt. Sorry, Atlas, but
Yeah.
it's hard to pick one. So, how about everyone's favorite three?
Okay, I shall try it again. There's Blaze Blue Central Fiction and Street Fighter 4.
Mm-hmm.
But then, this is a tough one, but I think Under Night in Birth. It's a game I
Okay.
haven't played with you guys, but
I've
I
seen
fucking,
some of it though.
I fucking love that game.
I've
It's
actually
so fun.
never played it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's nuanced. That's the thing I loved about it. And not nuanced just in combos. It's nuanced in like the way you do neutral, and how you like there's a tug of war going on. So it kind of reminded me of Blades of Central Fiction, and there's always something more to learn. But it's so styling. That's what I loved about it. So yeah, Blades of Central Fiction's number one. Street Fighter 4 is number two. Because I've played Street Fighter. Street Fighter 4 was my intro basically to online fighting games. I played fucking Ryu and Master Shoryuken all days online. It was great. And then
Dominant strategy.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah,
Yeah.
then you bet you Shoryuken on like on my wake up. So it's like, oh, I gotta press buttons on my wake up. 50%. I win.
All right, Steven, what give us your top three.
Mortal Kombat 9, I feel like might be the greatest fighting game created.
Wow.
Wow.
That
That's
is
cool.
quite the label to put on something.
Yeah, that's
Um,
awesome.
Well, Central Fiction is definitely the best Arxis game that they've made. And for a third, MK versus DC. No, I'm kidding. I don't know.
Oh my fuck.
That game was total shit.
Gang Beasta.
Yes, the best fighting game of all time.
Is that like technically a wrestling game?
I
No.
don't.
You gotta pick
know what
fuckers
you
up to
would
throw them
consider
off,
that,
right?
Honestly.
Look, I don't think it even knew what it was, okay? I'm just gonna be honest. But sorry,
Third
Steven.
one,
Yeah.
kind of tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, tell us why you think MK9 is number one. Oh God. Because
Why MK9
I remember trying it a while
is number
ago.
one?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
is
you-
MK9 number one for you?
Well,
You have a history with that?
well, my first fighting game I ever played was 3 years old, and it was Mortal Kombat on the Super Nintendo. And I've been a diehard fan ever since. And I played every single one of them, and they started to lose me when they entered the 3D era. I mean, I didn't play much Deadly Alliance because I didn't have an Xbox at the time. Or
Was it only on Xbox?
I think it was on PS2.
Okay.
Yeah, they lost themselves. They lost me. Deception was probably the best 3D fighter that they've made.
I agree.
Armageddon was it was a good concept. Like the fatalities, being able to do your own custom fatalities, even though it was the same thing for every single character.
Right, but it didn't work.
The only thing that game had going for it was the roster. literally every single Mortal Kombat character they've created.
And meat.
I was about to say, even the meat guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
he was in that game.
I loved him.
Meat.
I've only had a passing experience with those 3D games. I only played Bo Raicho because he was like he can vomit. That's funny. And then
Let's bring up a picture of meat right now. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Oh.
You say we can't
Sexy.
talk about boobs, but you can show meat? That's what the hell, man.
Hey. Yes.
Double
Yes.
standards. This
That's
America, damn it.
That's some nice. That's a filet mignon right there.
Oh gosh.
And then the next entry, which was the biggest mistake. It might not actually be the biggest mistake they've ever made, because it might not have turned into MK9 if they wouldn't have made the disaster of MK versus DCU.
Definitely. Well, they lost
Because that bankrupted them.
Yes, Midway got bankrupt because of that. True.
So we might not have MK9 or NetherRealm Studios if it wasn't for the disaster.
Ergo, Mortal Kombat vs. DC, best game. Clearly, because it had to lead into
No.
MK9. It has to.
No.
It would exist if
No.
not.
That's some timey-wimey shit
But
there, man.
MK9 was revolutionary, especially. I mean, other games like Street Fighter, they had like super meter and whatnot, but Mortal Kombat never did. They had like the breaker. That was the only meter that they had to work with. But being able to enhance certain special moves to either do more damage or increase combo length, I mean, that was groundbreaking for a Mortal Kombat game. And the X-rays, what other game had you ever seen that did something like that?
So
I mean, for
no.
real.
So no third then, yeah.
Well, I thought we were talking about.
No, I just
why
wanted to.
thought-
I just wanted to know how you think MK9 is one of your favorites. You can say your third after you're done. Say your thoughts.
But no, I was asking you guys, what other game at that point had you ever seen that they did something like that?
Oof. Not to that like
X-ray-
bloody
X-ray.
intent. Yeah, not to that like bloody intent. The closest I've ever seen was like someone doing a combo in the Tekken game. But that was just them like juggling someone in the air like they were a
they-
fucking ball.
Did they have
There was no
Rage
blood.
Art at that
I
time?
do not believe so. No, it was just the only closest thing I ever saw was someone getting punched off a cliff basically in Tekken.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
saw that kind of X-ray in Skate 3 when I jump off cliffs.
Okay, well,
But that's you fucking up. I'm
Totally
talking
left
about
field.
yeah, like that's just like medical trauma. That's like medical trauma. Mortal Kombat's like ew.
Medical trauma.
but
Yeah.
like even though Armageddon had the vastest, like the most vast roster, it wasn't a good roster.
Yes,
Because-
of course. How can you
because
say
the-
that? They had meat.
Because the characters they were plain.
Yeah, no, Armageddon sucked.
That is a shame.
Like MK9, everyone was so unique.
Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, plain? Are you even talking about your boy Chameleon?
Talk about gameplay, man.
That was not Chameleon.
Chameleon. Okay,
He wasn't real.
It might have his name, but he is like fucking Noob Saibot. We
Yeah.
may share blood, but we're not brothers. Yeah, he might have the name Chameleon, but nah, he's not Chameleon. Chameleon was a shape-shifting ninja.
He's calling
And
an
that's-
audible on this. It's
he's
like, yep.
he's like, nah, listen, that wasn't him. Okay, I know you thought what you thought you saw. Not. Let's
I
bring
can't
up some
remember,
footage.
Did he even have fucking Chameleon's or Scorpion's spear in that game?
I'm not sure.
Probably had skip.
Interject footage of said question answered right now. Wow, look at that.
Bubble or Spike?
I can't believe I totally forgot to edit that. That
I'm not even
message.
sure what you're looking at.
Wait a sec. Am I confusing Chameleon and Reptile? They're not the same person, are they?
They are
not the same
100%
person.
opposite.
But
Well, not opposite, but
they're both
they're not the
cold-blooded.
same.
What's the opposite? What the fuck is the opposite of an acid-spitting lizard?
A bunny that gives candy.
What?
I can't. Okay,
Is
Steven,
that for combat?
you've been on Mortal Kombat for way too long.
Wow, didn't realize I had time on
What's the third?
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have a time limit, but I'm curious
Smash
about what your
Brothers
third is.
Melee.
Oh, now a lot of people don't consider that now. A lot of people don't consider that a fighting game, which is a hot take because a lot of people do consider it a fighting game. There's like a 40, it's 60-40.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they do have fucking Super Smash Bros. Melee to this day at MLG, like gaming tournaments
Yes.
for
Well,
the fighting game community.
okay, you know what? I'll give you that. So Smash Bros. Is your third. That's awesome.
Melee.
That's good. Yeah, Melee specifically. Ultimate, get the fuck out of here. You're not enough. I'm just staring at my fucking Switch right now. You're not good enough. Go
Well,
back
that
into the
leads
corner.
Yeah, that leads into something that we were going to talk about. Steven, I think you can get a bit more about why you like Smash Melee a bit, but like, it is cool that it's a game that's simple from the onset, but as like you play it, it can get more and more intricate. Like people can play
yeah,
that game for so long that they can do that. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And still learn something new.
Yeah, like matchup wise, that's what I love about Smash Bros. Series in general is the matchups. It's like, how does this react to this? How does this Pikachu's lightning react to this character from a fucking RPG game's Shield?
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess it's my turn, huh?
Yes.
All right, so I have to say this: let's say the game that unlocked the door and made me realize what I really could do in a fighting game since
Injustice 2.
Injustice 2.
Ba-da-da-ba-ba.
I loved Injustice 2. Absolutely insane. Injustice 2 being my favorite fighting game. Going further into that, I just got, especially when I played as Batman, the intricacies I was able to figure out. Because one thing you guys know me for, I don't practice. I'm a do right in the moment kind of guy. I didn't start practicing until recently. I never practiced ever. All that shit came to my head right then and there, and I figured out what worked and what didn't right there on the spot. I was never afraid to get my ass kicked. Hint, hint, hint. Against other people because I didn't play against their character yet.
Huh.
But
Quad memories.
I figured shit out with Batman, and then Robin came soon after. He got more in depth and everything like that. So, and then of course I got the Staff of Grayson, which sucked.
Yeah.
And
your life.
yeah. So
I feel like you're probably at the point that I am right now, where you liked it and you wanted to play with your friends, but like you decided, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and try to practice a little bit, like what you were saying before. You're gonna practice a little bit, and then you actually figured out that you actually have a, I don't want to say skill set, but what's the word I'm looking for? Aptitude to be able to be better at these games, and then you did. You actually practiced, and you had, you were able to be better.
Well, Mike,
and you started to enjoy it a little better.
Injustice 2, I agree with you in some case, but Injustice 2 is not the game where I actually try for the first time. No. That game belongs to my number 2, which is Mortal Kombat X.
Okay.
Mortal Kombat X was the first time I actually... Let me gather around the campfire, kids. Let me explain to you why...
I like this. Is there beer?
There's not. I have to animate that. I can't put Okay,
Is there
anyway,
tetanus
Do you need help,
shots?
so
This
my
maybe this is
cousin
level of-
Steven, look at him right there, right in the corner. He's
Hello.
What it do?
he
He's the cousin.
beat the shit out of me
Yep.
for my entire
Not
fighting
physically.
game career up until I was a young adult.
Yeah, he used the fictional character's robo arms to do it.
So-
Same. I just want to say same.
So I kind of lost the will to try because the result was always going to be the same. And
Although, I'm
Steven right
beating
now is probably
I'm beating
cringing
him
right now,
so
making
bad
me,
in football.
making me sound like I'm such a bad, he's such a bad person. But in reality, though, this really did kind of make a complex
You sure you don't need help, babe?
sort of thing where I felt like I couldn't beat him. My mind told me I couldn't. So then the day came where I played Mortal Kombat X against him, and I beat him. And now it didn't matter if I fucking
One
cheesed
time.
him out.
The first time.
Yeah, it didn't matter if I cheesed him out or not. It was a victory over the person I thought before nigh impossible to beat. So it was special to me, which is why MKX has a special place in my heart. Also, it's a really good
I
fighting
think
game.
when it's open, you
It is
gotta
a
use
great
it to be
game.
open.
Now my
I
number
know. I think you have to
three.
have it open before you. Sorry,
Another
guys,
one
I'm not
that's
trying.
gonna be really difficult is. Oh wait, no, this ain't difficult at all. Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
You have
Yep,
love
yep,
some
yep, yep.
dirty games. You love some dirty games, Jimmy. Dirty games.
I love Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Now I'm a little biased on one side than the other, but actually, you know what? Now that I've gotten more into like Devil May Cry and shit like that and Street Fighter, I might not be that much more biased anymore. That's a lie. Literally,
Hey, man,
I bleed and the logo for Marvel comes out of my eye. But like, yeah, and just being able to play as Captain America, Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Hawkeye, which doesn't get enough credit. Yeah, said
Oh,
it.
Steven.
It's so much like better, like that I can actually apply what I love with fighting games to the actual, my actual love for Marvel. So yeah, MVC3 being my ultimate. MVC3 being my favorite thing, but it's not in any particular order. But it's definitely, I guess, in some case, I guess in both cases the MKX would be number 2, but I don't know. I don't know whether UMVC3 is better than Injustice 2 in my head or not. But
And that's the thing. Like you were trying to teach me combos with when we were playing the Power Rangers game, and that I see the difference between you guys and me. Like it's hard for me to really grasp and remember each combo, and it takes a certain kind of person to be able to practice and do that. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Like it really like the patience involved and the drive, man. I don't know if I have that, but it really calls for like a certain kind of patience and a drive. No, actually, that comes to a point of what me and Jamie were discussing earlier about how do you guys feel about when they have games that, I mean, you guys talked about this before, please let me know, when they have games that basically let you mash buttons to get high damage rather than games that requires more combos to really do more damage. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, how do you feel about... It's just from my point of view, like, if I could just mash buttons and feel like I'm doing alright, you know what? I feel good. But if if I have to do combos and stuff, I don't have any idea what the fuck I'm doing.
And that goes along with the auto combos.
Yes.
They're catering to the casual community,
Mm-hmm.
which you not being like a fighting game fan would be considered.
You're probably the
Yeah.
best
Community.
representative of the opposite spectrum in that case.
Right. Because I
We-
genuinely love playing those games and feeling like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. I have no idea what I'm doing.
And like
You want to play by feel.
Yeah.
like see, and I think the question comes to it, and like me, Steven, and Atlas were saying is this: are we pro auto combos, or are we not? And I think we come to the conclusion that we didn't mind it if it's an option we can turn
Figured
off.
it out.
Or it comes back to also, I mean, imagine the profits gained, the marketing done where you can market a game to damn near anyone who could pick up a controller and mash buttons. Then
Yeah.
it doesn't become as niche as fighting games used to be.
Yeah, that's when you know it's just all about money.